Alright guys, as you see, I'm here at Live Casino. Before I head in, just wanted to say thank you to everybody that's been around for the last 2.5, almost 3 years of this vlog. It takes a lot of time and effort to put in these videos, edit them. I still work a normal job, obviously. As some of you have told me in the comments, when I say some of you, I mean a hell of a lot of you. I'm not very good at poker. I'm decent at poker, but I'm not by any means an expert. But it just takes a lot of effort, and I appreciate the support. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. If you guys could help me out and subscribe, that'd be great. Once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna start live streaming some of my sessions whenever I can. I'm not gonna make money off of poker vlogs, okay? I'm not Andrew Nemi or Brad Owen or any of those guys. I'm not even the Trooper, who doesn't even really play poker that much anymore. But I just like doing it. I love the process. I love bringing content from the East Coast to everybody out there in the world. And yeah, I just want to say thanks. And if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. You're probably going to hear it again from my normal go around from inside the casino. And let's get in there. What's up guys, it's me, Tony G, coming to you from the elevator at the Live Hotel and Casino Poker Room. This is episode 83 in my vlog. In this episode, we're getting into the bankroll builder. This could be a 2-part episode, depending on how I do in the tournament. Might get down and play some cash downstairs. I hope you guys enjoy it. Here we go. Guys, do me a favor. If you're new here, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It helps the channel out a lot. If you're returning, I appreciate you guys coming back. Thank you for the support. It means a lot to me. Let's get into this episode. Okay, it's level 1. Blinds are 100, 200, 200. I have the 2 of diamonds, the 2 of hearts. The big blind raises it to 500. I was going to raise anyway, so just call in the 500. And we are 3 ways to the flop. And the flop comes out the king of hearts, the queen of spades, and the 2 of spades. So this flop is pretty decent for us. I bet 400. One person folds and one person calls, so we are now heads up to the turn. The turn is the 6 of diamonds, and I check just to not scare him off, and he actually checks it also. So we are now onto the river, which is the 9 of clubs. I throw out a bet of 800, and he tanks and then just mucks his cards face down and says good hand. And we take down the first pot we get in. Okay, we're going to skip to level 3. Blinds are 200, 400, 400. I have the ace of hearts, the 3 of diamonds. I'm in the small blind. Middle position raises it to 1100. I call, and I'm the only one who called, so we are now heads up to the flop. The flop is the ace of spades, the queen of hearts, and the 8 of clubs. I check to middle position, and he throws out a bet of 1500. Well, he must have something decent. I've played with this guy a couple times before. He's actually a good acquaintance of mine. So I decided to raise it up to 3K. He tanks and eventually calls. The turn is the 4 of hearts. I threw out a bet of 3,000 this time, matching my bet last time. And once again, he tanks and looks at me and goes, "Come on, Tony. I know you don't have anything on this board. Why you got to do this to me?" And I said, "Put the 3K out and let's find out." So he eventually does call, and the river isn't anything special except for the 3 of clubs, so giving me 2 pair. I now throw out a bet of 5K, and he actually just snaps, says call, and shows his queen 4, 2 pairs, and we take down that pot. Fortunate for us that we hit the 3 on the river. Okie dokie, we are still in level 3. Blinds are 200, 400, 400. I have the queen of clubs, the jack of spades. I'm in the small blind. The button makes it 1,600 to go. I call, and the cutoff calls, and we are 3 ways to the flop. And the flop is pretty decent for us. It's the queen of spades, the 10 of spades, and the 7 of hearts. I threw out a bet of 1,600. The cutoff tanks and eventually folds, although he said, "Can I have my cards back?" And then the button does call, so we're now heads up to the turn. The turn is the jack of hearts, giving me top 2 pair, and this time I throw out a bet of 3,200. I probably should have made it 42 or 4,500, but I went with 3,200 anyway, and the button pretty quickly calls, and the river is the 8 of clubs. Now I'm hoping he doesn't have ace king, so I throw out a bet of 5,000, and pretty quickly the button shoves all in for about another 4 or 4,500 more, and I call, and we both flip over queen jack, so we are splitting the pot, chopping the pot, and yeah, lost a little bit there, but not too much. Okay, a couple levels later, blinds are 400, 800, 800, and I have the king of hearts, the queen of spades. I'm in the cutoff. I make it 1,700 to go. 2 other people call, and we are 3 ways to the flop, and the flop comes out the queen of hearts, the jack of clubs, and the 7 of clubs. So I have top pair, and it checks to me, and I throw out a bet of 3,000. The button folds, and we are now heads up to the turn. The turn is the 9 of hearts. The big blind bets 5,500, and I do think, does he have jack 9 or jack 7? I don't feel like he does. This guy's been playing pretty tight all night. So I just call the 5,500. The river is the king of clubs now, giving me top 2 pair, but also brings the backdoor flush draw on board. So if he bets, I'm not totally sure if I'm calling, because he might have gotten there on the river with the flush. or the other king. That is a possibility, small percentage though. He does bet 6,500, and I ultimately decide to call with top 2 pair, and he shows, which is what I thought, Jack 9, and we got him with King Queen and take down a pretty decent sized pot just before break. All right, first break, not doing too bad. Won a couple good hands, bluffed a couple hands and won. I'm sitting about 54,000 and the average is like 35. So, well above average stack, and we're coming back to blinds of 500, 1,000, 1,000. Let's see if we can cash or shift this thing. Here we go. Okay, just after break, for 2 or 3 levels after break, I don't get a playable hand and I just bleed chips. It was terrible. I had some face cards I messed around with and probably shouldn't have, but I was getting frustrated and then finally woke up with this. I have the ace of spades, the queen of hearts. I'm on the button. Gets to me and I decide to throw out a raise of $5,000 after the cutoff folds. After I throw out the $5,000, I get one caller and we are heads up to the flop. Now the flop is pretty decent. It's the 10 of spades, the 8 of spades, and the king of spades, and I hold the ace of spades, so I'm not going anywhere. Also, I have a straight draw going, so it checks it to me and I throw out a bet of 7,000. He calls and the turn is the 6 of hearts. Absolutely does not help me in any way. But if he checks it to me, I have to bet big. And he does check it to me. And I actually go all in. I just felt like that he didn't have that much. And I had the spade draw going. He calls and shows king 6. I needed help. And I don't get it. The river is the 10 of hearts, and we are out of the tournament. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you liked, let me know what you didn't like, and don't forget, it doesn't matter how you're living your life, as long as you're living the fun life.